A very happy Monday to you wherever you're watching us from. This is AIC Riruta Online. And today, being on a Monday, we have Business Monday. This is a show that we put up to help us to understand business. Today's Christian is a very busy person and he's into business. So we would like to get a few business people here, tell us of how they are managing, how they are balancing their Christianity and their businesses, even in these harsh times. We know there is COVID-19. Business has been greatly affected. And today we have our guest today is a very busy man. We are lucky to have him on our show. And he is the AIC Kenya Treasurer, and he is the AIC Riruta Treasurer as well. And he holds so many other titles. But besides that, we would like to know him personally, and we're going to be talking about business with him, and he's going to be shedding light on some of the business questions we might be having in these COVID-19 times. So, karibu sana Baba Njeri.
Yes.
So, tell us more about yourself. Who are you? What is? Tell us outside what we know you. Who are you? Just have your mic.
Well, my name's Samuel Gichuhi.
Yes.
I am a father.
Mm-hmm.
I have four kids.
Yes.
Irene is firstborn.
Yes.
And then three boys. There's Francis, Alfred, and Patrick.
Yes.
I love my family.
Yes.
Beyond serving God and doing anything else, my family, and beyond God, my family comes first.
You forgot us to tell us that you are a grandfather.
Yes, true.
Yes.
Irene has
Yes.
two children, and it's a good feeling to be a grandfather. I'm a grandfather of two.
Yes.
Of course, I'm a grandfather of many because my brothers also,
Yes.
who follow me,
Yes.
their children already have children.
Yes.
So I'm also a granny to many others.
Yes.
And it's a good feeling to be a grandfather.
Yes.
I got married quite early.
Yes.
So my children are grown up, they are working.
Yes.
And it's a good feeling to have grown up kids when you can also see them.
Yes.
And you can see what they are doing.
Yes.
So that's who I am. I have come from far, born in Kajiado.
Yes.
We lived in Nyandaro in Kipipiri because my dad moved from Kajiado and in the settlement schemes.
Yes.
And so, though born in Kajiado Kiseria, I was brought up in a place called Trasha.
Yes.
And went to school there, my primary school. Then it was 7 years. Went to Nakuru High School. And then from there, I joined a school in Muranga for my A-levels. And from there, I went into working life.
Yes.
I joined Block Hotels. Then the head office was in Norfolk Hotel. And from there, I started also working and also doing CPA.
Yes.
But later on in life, I did my business degree.
Yes.
And as I was working, so I have seen it all.
Yes.
Working and going to school, at the same time bringing up kids.
Yes.
It's a good thing to do that.
Yes.
You balance things. You bring up your kids as well as working, and you're also advancing, education-wise.
So today being on Business Monday, of course, in your career spans for so long, and in your accounting career goes for years and years. So how do you feel the business sphere has been affected in these tough times? Has there been how is it in business right now for people who are in businesses? And you being an accountant, clearly you manage several books of accounts. How has it been business-wise?
Well, maybe Dennis, before I go to that, it's good to say I'm born again.
Yes.
As I worked, I realized early in life that it is good to accept Jesus Christ as my personal savior.
Yes.
And my journey is more interesting from where I accepted Jesus Christ, because I chose to be able to serve God as I work. and I also bring up my family.
Yes.
And now coming back to your question, it is true as I worked, mostly I have been an accountant
Yes.
in the hospitality industry, in hotels.
Yes.
I worked with block hotels before. I also went to Mombasa a little while working with another group, just hotels also.
Yes.
I have worked in schools. I worked for Rift Valley Academy.
Yes.
I've also worked with the institutions
Yes.
related to the church, Moffat Bible College, RVA. As I was doing that, I decided early in life that one time I have to retire.
Yes.
And so I decided to also do an extra thing outside employment.
Yes.
And the good thing is I had all the support of my wife, who was working then in the bank.
Yes.
And together we got together and started thinking about real estate.
Yes.
And we acquired one or two plots. And in between, we started building a few houses for rental.
Yes.
Not really the big ones that people have done,
Yes.
but we started small.
Yes.
But I must say that this has taught me, looking back, I've seen, if I was to talk to young people,
Yes.
as they do their work in the office, it's good to start another thing out there. Because I've seen later in life, although I went out of the office not many years back, and now dealing with them, institutions of the church.
Yes.
But I've seen that this helps because you are able to get a real income
Yes.
from what you get from outside employment, your own business enterprise.
Yes.
Supermarket, a small middle-level supermarket.
Yes.
We did that for 3-4 years. We tried. We couldn't make it. We couldn't make it after all, but it taught us a lesson.
Yes.
We ventured to other things which have worked.
Okay.
So my advice to young people, as you work, it's good to look outside what you're doing and start investing. Save a little money and start your own venture. And this helps.
Yes.
Coming to your question about this period that we have, which is very difficult because a lot of people now who are employed, quite a percentage are no longer working, or they are either getting, half pay.
Yes.
I would say this is where now I see the importance of saving.
Yes.
And having your own side business.
Yes.
I have a few houses on rental.
Yes.
And they are helping me.
Yes.
At a time like this.
Yes.
The other thing is, as you work also, you become an employer.
Yes.
You also become a provider of services that other people need.
Yes.
Christians and non-Christians. And as you practice your Christian values, you are able to get people into the kingdom.
So, you mentioned that you're in property, and right now there's a fight, or there's the relationship between landlords and tenants is quite strained because of COVID-19.
Yes.
So how are you as a Christian undertaking that relationship between you and your tenants? How is it?
Well, it's not easy because number one, it is one thing to be a landlord and own property, and the fact that you own property does not necessarily mean you also don't have expenses.
Yes.
Most landlords have gone out of their way and they have borrowed money out of the bank, and they have obligations.
Yes.
Mainly capital obligations like loan repayments, but also obligations toward the government, because you pay rent, you pay
Land rates.
you pay, taxes. But also, you also have to maintain the properties in good shape.
Yes.
You also have to make sure there is water, there is electricity.
Yes.
There is also other, needs that to make the place better.
Maintenance.
Maintenance, for instance.
Yes.
But you have, as you do these things, you have to balance between those requirements and the people that God has brought your way.
Yes.
Because first and foremost, you have to be a businessman who is different from the others. The fact that you are born again, you have to reflect that in the business that you do. Right now, we know a lot of people have problems. Most of the tenants are without jobs.
Yes.
Others are earning a quarter pay or half pay. So the way I have approached it is that we come and sit down together.
Okay.
You listen to their story, and then you come up with an agreement.
With a plan.
With a plan.
Yes.
You can either, have a way of looking at how to sort out the rent.
Yes.
Later on.
Yes.
You may come up with an agreement. You pay half, 50% of your rent, and then let's look at it after 3 months.
Yes. Yes.
That way, then you are able to ensure this person has a bit of money remaining for him to do his normal immediate needs, like food and so forth.
Yes.
So that's what we have done. We have had to do that, with quite a few people, and we are doing it right, because the moment also you open a way of discussing these things together. These people will see that you are humane, and you are able then to move together.
Yes. So you are an account person, and of course, accounts is your stronghold. So as Christians, as people, COVID-19 has taught us so many things in our spending, in whatever our lifestyles. What are these things that we as Christians, we as a community, we as people need to cut off from, that we overspend here? How, like young people like me, how do we need to balance our lives?
Yes.
In terms of even the salaries, how do we need to divide it such that if ever there will be another COVID-19 times, we'll be prepared? How does a young person need to divide his income and his investments and his savings? Just tell us how to do that.
Well, Dennis, that's a good question. I think first and foremost, this is a time where we should try our best not to have capital investments, because number one, even the areas where you can get money, like the banks, they are now more strict. They will require more security.
Yes.
And I think the best thing right now, we need to give ourselves like 1 year where we do what is necessary. Ensure that your spending is for the most important things in life: food, shelter, and also the clothing. Of course, if you have finances over and above that, save that.
Yes.
So that as you plan later, then you can have some money you can get to move on. But my advice right now to most people, especially young people, get your act together.
Yes.
Spend what is necessary for the family. Of course, if you are endowed with more funds, it is also good to look at the family.
Yes.
We all belong to families, and it's important at this time to support each other.
Yes.
So that is my advice.
Okay.
That we can delay capital expenditure
Yes.
for a few months or 1 year, and do what is necessary. That way, then we can be prepared come next year when we are free of COVID.
Yes.
But also we have learned important lessons in life. For people who have saved money,
Yes.
they may be going through tough times, but they are not like people who do not have anything.
Yes.
I know for most Kenyans, and we have had, most of Kenyans have no savings which can take them through 3 months.
Yes.
Probably they have only 1 month,
Yes.
and maybe another majority of people 2 months.
Yes.
And then you have nothing to look up to. So my advice to young people, it's important to save, especially when we are through this period. It is teaching us to save and invest for the future.
All right.
Because the moment you have something you can get back from the store, then this is a lesson we have seen.
Yeah, okay.
This is time that people who have something in the bank
Yes.
can go back and take that money, and they will be able to help themselves and also support others.
Oh, good. Unfortunately, we have to come to the end of our show.
Yes.
Of course, our viewers. Of course, Mr. Samuel is an accounts guru, and there are so many things we would have liked to talk about, but because of time, we don't have that luxury of time. But join us next Monday as we talk more about business. Hope he'll be on another show that will talk more about investments. This time we'll talk more about investments. Otherwise, this has been Business Monday. Watch us on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, AIC Riruta Local Church. On YouTube, we are AIC Riruta. And we appreciate your feedback. Drop your comments and we'll review them next week. And have a blessed Monday. Thank you and see you next time.